This is Rob Tebbutt from Behind the Gloves in association with Fresco Box. I'm here with Kell Brook and Kid Galahad. So what's it been like this camp, not having to make 10 stone 7?
To be honest with you, I've not really been thinking about food as much in this camp. Because I've just been training, I've been cycling. When you're cycling, I don't know, just weight drops off you. And when you come down here, when you're in camp, you look, there's obviously nothing you can eat. You know, you can't come down in the middle of the night and start nibbling unless you want to just have an apple or a carrot. We have carrots a lot. Carrots. But we're just going in his room. Netflix is unbelievable. It's a lifesaver. When you get in your room, you've got Netflix on. You get into your TV series and start watching them. Start watching documentaries. Wildlife. That's me. What chills me out, relaxes me. I can just sit back, watch that, and before you know it, you're asleep or the next training session is starting. So it's always continuous like that. So you never have time to start thinking about food or didn't no chocolate in cupboards or anything. We're all here.
Biscuits to nibble
We're
on.
all training hard. We're all living together. We're all sorts.
Tabascos.
Has that been a big problem for you in the past then, when you've been making welterweight? It's just sort of like the food, is that what you do? You sort of come down in the middle of the night and graze?
Training very hard and eating little, your body's craving food, it wants it, so, you know, the taste buds are so sharp and like, the tastes are so
I think
wonderful.
you might have grown out of it on me,
But
I think.
I think I have grown out of it. I think now you realise that the only you what's gonna cause you pain. It's gonna cause you pain if you have things what you shouldn't have. The scales don't lie, and you're gonna have to work it off. Then you're overtraining because you should be resting. So now I think you get smarter. The more you get more experience because you've done it that many times, you know that you can't mess up. So you've got to train hard, eat what you're supposed to be eating. Don't miss meals, because when you miss meals, you think, oh, I've missed meal. You know, that's going to be good, but later on, it backfires and the hunger comes again. So you've just got to eat what's put in front of you, eat it, train hard, get plenty of rest, that's key, plenty of rest as well. Because I see many fighters, they overtrain, they think, go on a 10-mile run and, you know, just have an apple or just, you know, overeat and they can't sleep, and it backfires when they get into a fight. So you just got to, I think over time and listening to people what have made the errors, and you've made the errors before, you just got to listen to your body. You've got, like I said, plenty of rest, plenty of fluid, train hard and be well.
Was it especially difficult with the Spence fight, considering you were at 160 the fight before against Golovkin? Was it especially difficult to make weight? What was that like? Because you had to take off a lot of muscle. You looked like a monster on the scales against Golovkin.
I had to put a lot of muscle on making middleweight, and then I made the middleweight limit, and then I had a lot of time off, so the weight, you know, I went down at 10.5 putting weight, and I was at middleweight putting weight on again, because I'm, you know, and then the Spence fight come, I've got to make 10.5 again, what I've not made for even a longer period of time, because I made middleweight, and then getting ill in training camp, you know, pushing yourself and restricting yourself with calories again and getting ill, and you know, it just wasn't the greatest, but we put bums on seats. We made sure that we filled the Sheffield United ground at Bramall Lane, and we got in there and we did it all until it ended.
Barry, what's been the difference for Kell, sort of in the build-up to the fight, for this fight at 154 compared to 10 stone 7? Is he a different person you come into contact with than is usually making welterweight?
Yeah, you know, he's more relaxed. He's not, you know, he's just chilled more. He's got more in the tank, just in general. Just when he was making 10.5 stone, he weren't really eating much, and he'd always like a bit grumpy, tired. But this time he's more bubbly. Obviously he's making light middle. He's got more, they're feeding him more. He's trained harder. You know, his training's stepped up even more. So March the 3rd, you're gonna see a different animal.
I think it's always good as well that, you know, being close to the gym. You know, you can just can train hard, then come home and get your food straight away. You can get your rest straight away. With me, before, you know, cutting it at times, sometimes being in Sheffield, training here. I live at the other side of Sheffield, so I'd train, then I'd have to get home, eat. You know, you see you know, it's always good to see your missus and your kids and stuff, but when you're stressed out, 'cause you're dieting and you're running after kids and you're getting more stressed out, it's not always the best thing. You've got to be sometimes selfish in this game, and being away sometimes gives you that drive. And, you know why you're here. You know, you're doing it for your family, so you're more focused. It's a complete, you know, it's a complete thing. So I think that's a big part of it as well.
I know, like, hindsight's a wonderful thing, but do you think that you should have moved up to 154 sooner? Maybe not come back down to 10 stone 7. I know you're a proud man, didn't want to give up your title, but
maybe so, or maybe live a bit better in between as well. I think that's a big thing, and you know, I think I couldn't move up before because I'm the champion. The paychecks were good. I'm a world champion at welterweight, so you've got to continue making that weight. You know.
It's a good division, isn't it?
It's a good division. There's some good names. You know, there's at the time big fights there, but we've not really we've never boxed at light middleweight and performed. So I think the middleweight might have been too big jumping in with Golovkin. You know,
it wasn't just like a random
this is in
middleweight
between.
fight,
so I'm excited myself to see myself on the scales and get the goodness back in and performing, you know, because I think middleweight I were a bit too heavy on my feet, you know, the fight would have gone. I think I'm a bit zapped. I think I'm a bit my best, you know, around this weight, 150, you know, 154. I think that's going to be me, a very good weight.
you talk about, like, winning the title at welterweight. Like, at the time you had, like, Pacquiao was active, Pacquiao's still active, but held a title. Mayweather was active. Sort of like golden ticket sort of scenario when you won the title. Are you looking back? How frustrating is it that you didn't land, like, the marquee fight at welterweight?
I'm very frustrated, you know, because that's when I was younger. That's when I were more fresher. You know, a younger guy could make the weight a lot better. I thought winning the world title, the old and top names, I'd be in the bunch of fighting all of them. They all chomp at the bit to fight me because I've got the world title. You know, but one thing that, you know, to another, I had my managers put on me, and you know, I got injured, and I just wish that things would have come together. Politics are a big thing. I just would have loved them Pacquiao fights, the Thurman, you know, the Garcias, all one after each other. If it were for me, you know, fight them in the prime. That's what I would have loved. So that's why I love this tournament. What's going on now? This tournament, you know, what we've just seen George Grove, Super 6, George Grove, and Super 7, is it?
World Boxing Super Series.
Oh, Super Series, sorry. But yeah, we've seen Groves Eubank at the weekend. Great fight, great fight.
Dom the man.
If we're doing that kind of thing in your particular weight group, the best are fighting the best. We're all signed up for it, so we know what we're all going to fight each other. You know, the politics have all been approved. We're all ready to fight, and I think that's great for the fans and world boxing. You know, the best are fighting the best. There's no politics. There's no the best fighting this guy and that guy and keeping away from this guy and that guy. Everyone's fighting the best. So I think that that competition, beautiful competition, wonderful.
It's actually something that Callum Smith was saying to me the other day, because he sort of was made mandatory for the WBC and then spent time out the ring politics and stuff like that. So it looks like that format's here to stay. And he certainly agrees with you. He was saying the same sort of thing. So you never know, maybe they'll do a super welterweight version next season.
Maybe super welterweight, yeah. And you could see me in.
Okay, right. Now that you're making 154, what are we having to eat today?
Steak and potatoes.
We're having a horse. We're having a horse. We're having a horse. That's what we're having. No, we've still got to watch what we're eating. You know, we can't just go to an all-you-can-eat buffet, can we? So we've got to eat the right food at the right time. We've got to get them scales and look like an athlete.
You want to get them scales look like butterbean, would you?
No. Still, we're athletes, so we've got to look after ourselves, and we've got to put the right fuel in us to perform in that ring.
Hi fans, it's Michelle Joy Phelps. If you haven't already subscribed to our YouTube channel, make sure you do so by clicking this icon right here, or else.